Alright guys, I bet I know a lot of you have been wondering how am I going to be able to connect the two pieces together as far as my bases, since one's 4 foot, the other one's 3 foot. I got it figured out. First step is I'm going to make my connector pieces. I've got these already at 5.5 inches wide, which is the same width as far as the height of the base. And I've got these at 3 inches in width, and they're 16 inches. So, I'll show you what I'm building here. Got my glue. Put me some glue on here. Now, this is the first step. I've got more I'm going to build. But I'm going to make this good and solid to where these are connected together. First thing I'm doing is I'm taking my 3 inch and I'll put it on here. I'll line that up both ways. Pop a brad in it. Got one there. I got one there. Alright, so now I've got that. Now I'm just flipping it over. And put some glue here. Like I say, it doesn't take rocket science to figure out some of this. Just common sense, look at what you've got and figure out how to use what you've got left over. This is all scrap wood that I've got here. Okay? So this is what I'm building all this out of, is all my scrap pieces that I've had laying around. Literally. So now, do it like this. Get that lined up that way. And there. Double check on this end. And there, as you can tell, I made me a C. Well, what I'll do, let me get these moved out of the way. I'll show you how this is going to work. Here's my 4 foot section. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put this on here a little tight, which is good. So I'll get this put on there, and I'm actually going to be making pieces to go inside here. That way then I can screw down here and be able to screw this way and be able to connect the pieces together, and it'll be 4 inches on each side. So it'll make them all nice and straight. So like I said, I'm figuring out how to get this, and as you can tell, that's out of this Baltic birch. That stuff is lightweight. So we got one down. All I got to do is kind of let the glue dry on that a little. Get my other pieces here. We'll get the second one glued up. And like I said, that way then, when I go to slide those two pieces together, they're going to be lined up straight and even. That way when I set all 3 cabinet pieces, or whatever you want to call them, or everything for the miter saw, they're going to be sitting on there in a certain way. And like one person always, or what I always was told, work smarter, not harder. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm using my brain to figure this out. Now, I want you guys to tell me how many of you would have figured out doing something like this to have built, you know, the woodworkers and everything. Would y'all have figured out how to, you know, to do all this? I mean, I know a lot of guys are going, well, Maynard, you know, I wouldn't have done that because I wouldn't have to worry about it. Well, a lot of people that are building cabinets and stuff like that, they got concrete flat floors. I got a dirt gravel floor here in the garage. So this is something I've got to do. I'm building it to my specifications, to what I'm working with. Okay? Now, I've also got a very small garage I'm doing all this in. I don't have a lot of room for maneuvering everything in. So I've got to build it to what I've got. Now if you've got a much bigger shop, garage, where you got lots of maneuverability and everything, okay, fine. Do it that way. I'm just saying you don't have to have big pieces. You got to put together that going to confirm or conform to the work area that you've got. That's it. I know a lot of people going, well, I don't have a big, huge garage. Well, I don't either. That's why I've got to make do with what I've got in the size that I've got. A little bit extra glue's on there, that's fine. Well, there you go. Let those dry up, and it'll give me a chance to get started on making the pieces actually go on the inside, because once these are on the outside, I'll be able to drill the holes through here and on the bottom to connect the top and bottom, and then I'm actually going to be going this way with some more screws. But I got to make pieces, I'm going to glue some pieces together to go on the inside, because simple fact is, oh, well, these screws I'm using they're 2 inches. Well, that's right there, that's 2 1/4. So I'm going to glue 2 pieces together, put them on the inside, that way I got plenty of room. Should be 2 1/2 inches. I'll have plenty of, you know, area for the screws to be able to go in and grab. So anyways, there you go. That's going to be an easy way for me to get these pieces all connected together where they're not going to be wanting to sag right in the middle. And it should be good and secure. So, theoretically. You know, according thinking by Mater. But anyways, hey, leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit that bell. Later, guys.